Yo guys, what's up? I'm back. This is Rob from White Boy Gear, and on this video I just wanted to show you guys my table, my printing table, where the magic happens. Alright, well, here's my table. I have two stations. One is a real station, one's an Ecotech. Alright, one color. And this one's a homemade. This is a Home Depot wannabe table, if you want to call it one color. Okay? I only started doing this with one color because it's basically all I've been running, you know. In a couple months I'm going to get myself a 4-color and plus a bunch of other stuff. I'm looking into like vinyl. I'm going to do vinyl too and heat transfers. But I'm going to convert my basement, well, part of my basement into, you know, a working lab, if you want to call it. So that's what we're going to be doing. Let me just explain some things real quick. Alright, I've been going around to other people's businesses and stuff like that, like people for sale, you know, selling screen printing equipment. And, you know, I've been looking at a lot of videos online about how to do things and how things work and, you know, what to buy, what not to buy. So, you know, I went to a couple places and I saw, you know, people selling these, you know, colored things and, you know, the tablet, the palettes and stuff like that, the printers, the screen printing for like $170 and, you know, for one color. And, you know, I was just like, you know, I don't have the money in the first place to do this, but I'm trying to do this business and make myself some money so that everything is, you know, I can invest, which I did. I bootstrapped this whole business, the whole business. I started with $300. So once I left that other stuff of doing it with the production company and fulfillment and all this other stuff, I got $300 and I went out and I purchased ink. I purchased black ink, white ink. Well, it's not on the table, but, you know, and of course I purchased Plastisol. I've used water-based colors before, but I really don't like them. I don't like the bleed. I don't like that. It sets in. It doesn't give you that appeal that a Plastisol color does. I mean, it's also not. I mean, Plastisol is dirty as anything. I mean, the minute you get Plastisol on something, it's everywhere. I mean, you can see the table. Look at it. It's the screen. Look at all that ink on there. This gets on your clothes. This gets on your hands. This will end up. You'll be going to sleep with it. It'll be on you somewhere. It's just my wife hates me. She really does, because she always says that I'm playing or whatever. Like, my side of the bed is always, you'll find ink somewhere. If it's not what I'm doing at work, bringing stuff home, you know, it's, you know, I'm an engineer and I work for a utility company, so constantly dealing with chemicals and, you know, it's just there's so much. But I mean, this is really good quality. The inks it's unbelievable the way that it stays on the fabric, the garment. I mean, it's just, everything is different because there's curing time. You know, there's you know, it sets on the garment, so you actually have to heat the garment and you have to heat the ink up at the same time so that it'll stay, it won't wash out, stuff like that. And then you'll see there's problems with inks, like with the whites and stuff like that. You know, we'll talk about all that stuff, but let's just talk real quick. So this, I was coming home and I was thinking to myself, I was like, you know, instead of spending the money, I was like, let me just get wood, right? It's an easy concept to make one of these things. I was like, and let me do it. So basically this little guy right here, right? Right, this little guy right here cost me about, I don't know, $8 to make. About $8. And it's generated me probably, I don't know, $300? Probably. This thing looks pretty, like, horrible, alright, but it does its purpose. I mean, you have your spring tension, right? And say if you want to get offset while using this for your screen, right? What you could do is you could set it up by putting, like, quarters, right? You don't have to put it right at the top on these ones. You can put it, like, right in the corner, right? You put the quarters, whatever, and it'll give you a little bit of lift. So that when with the Plastisol and you're screen printing and you're going over it, you get that clearance so that you're not dead set on the garment itself. I mean, I did a whole hoodie run. I did, like, I don't know, 20 to 26 hoodies. Real good quality hoodies, nice hoodies, thick. And I printed my white boy. Okay, you see there? And I printed a WB on the back, which is our logo. And I did it on the fronts and the backs of both, you know, the hoodies, on the hoodies themselves. And I did it all with this. All with this. I didn't have anything else. I just had the inks. I made that. Because before that, I was just buying the screens, right? And I would put the screens down on the table. And I would put the you know, the clothes. Because this was the table I started with right here. This is actually my flip cup table. Or your beer pong table. I have 2 of them. So one of them had to be sacrificed. Because I couldn't use anything else in the house. You know, wife didn't want me drilling holes through our tables and stuff like that, so that I would have something to mount my stuff, you know, since I'm only playing anyway, right? Alright, well, anyways, well, I was able to do that and print all the hoodies from there. I think out of all the hoodies I printed, I only ruined 1. And I don't think I sold all of them either. I think I sold maybe 16, because gave the rest of them to my kids and family, close friends, stuff like that, you know. But you know, it did work out. The only thing that was hard about using this table was keeping the backside clean. Even though, you know, doing it, the prop, see, oh, sometimes the little ink gets stuck, you know, from using a table like this because of the closeness and stuff like that. So, of course, there you go. You would have printed on something, and automatically you would have had ink on the bottom of it. So, after doing all that, I invest in my company 100% with stuff that I do. So everything that I did and sold, I turned it, and I bought this. Alright? I bought this off a college kid. And he was selling it for like 60 bucks. And I mean, he did some damage to the palette. Stuff like that, like burn marks. I don't know what the hell he did. It looked like curling iron or something. I don't know. And there's some holes and stuff that I had to fill. Because, you know, you have holes in the palette and you print over it with the ink and it won't stay. So, but I bought this and this does everything for me. Alright, this is like a real one. If you want to consider that, you got a real one. But this does everything that I need to do. And this is my main production one. This one over here I could still use and I'll run it, but I won't do it as much as, you know, the quality is definitely not there compared to using this. Alright, so that's it. That's my workstation. Alright, I know you see in the background an American Girl doll. It's creepy, right? But my table, I usually put it out through into my dining room so that when I am printing, I have all the room that, you know, I need. And obviously, I got kicked out of the dining room. So now I'm back in the living room. And I'm just cluttering the hell out of everything. But it is what it is. This is how you start, you know? The reason why I do this too, I mean, I'll go over later on. But what I'll do is I'll print first on my palette. I'll glue it down to the paper so I know where it's going to set. Alright? Because every time you keep changing this and changing colors, you want to know where it's going to line up to your shirts. So what I'll do is I'll print it like this. I'll take a piece of white tape, right? And I'll put the white tape right here. So I know where that white boy's coming down and where it's going to sit on the shirt. So once this is done, I'll rip this off, do what I have to do. I probably left it on way too long. No, it's been there for a couple days. Alright, but whatever. Yeah, it is kind of cruddy. But I'll clean the table, but I'll put a piece of tape there so I know where it's going to land on the shirt because this is even now. And then that's how I'll just run a whole bunch of shirts. One thing I do is I do buy a lot of stock of stuff. I do sell a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that's printed already. And I sell on my website, and I sell on, I use Store Envy now. I used to use Big Cartel. But we'll get into all that later. You know, look, I make my own screens too. And I buy my own screens. These are like one of the best screens that I've seen. Total Link Solutions out in Hackensack, New Jersey. Yo, look them up. They got some great shit, I'm telling you. Really good. Great guys too. I remember the first time I went in there to that place and I was like, yeah, I'm starting a screen printing business and this and that. And they're like, well, how are you doing it? What kind of budget you have? And you know, my wife was all set up for doing heat transfers and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah. And the guy was like, the cheapest way of doing is screen printing. So I was like, boom, that's what way I'm gonna go. So he's like, all right, do you have like a color station? Do you have a 1-color station? And I was like, no, I'm gonna make one. And he was just like, oh, okay. And he was like, well, how are you gonna dry it? I was like, well, I'm gonna dry it with an oven. I was like, 320 degrees, that's plastisol. I was like, so we can leave it in there for a minute too, and they were just like, oh, this guy, bro. But, you know, from there, I've moved on, and everything that I've made, I've just kept buying more and more stuff. Now that I have about 8 of these aluminum screens with a 110 mesh. I use other meshes too, but 110 seems pretty good when it's just like one color. I make my own screens. We'll show that later, how to do that. I usually make these screens, like these screens I use for production, like this one that was right here. This one is Veterans Lives Matter. This is one that I did for our veterans. My father's a Vietnam veteran. I have friends that are veterans. Katie, her husband, a lot of other people too. But this is for them. And this shirt I also sell on my websites and stuff like that. I give a 10%, not only a 10% that they take from the website, 10% for that, then the credit card company takes 2%, but I give 10% and I donate it to the DAV, which is the Disabled American Veterans, and I do that once a month with whatever I sell from the Veterans Lives Matter. I sold a lot of them. Well, not really a lot, but I've sold enough. All right, and I put all the stuff that I know I'm going to run for a long time, and I leave them on these 110 meshes that I buy, the aluminums. Now, like my brother-in-law, he works for a company, and the company has a logo, so I took the logo, and you know, I'm making shirts for him because they won't offer them shirts. So what he does is he goes out, buys shirts like Gildan's, and I run them on, you know, ones that I make. Because they're really blocky, they're not that big detailed, so I could get away with running it on stuff that, you know, screens that you make. Because if I make about 20 of them, it'll be too many, you know. White Boy, I used this screen about 200 times, and I've fixed it I don't know how many times, like re-emulsion, stuff like that, removing it, fixing it. I've done it a lot. I have another one too that I have, also another White Boy, which is like a foreign label, foreign lettering that I also used, and I've had to fix a couple times. And the WB, that's for my back. It's gone through hell, but you know, it is what it is. There's still other stuff that I do sell and I do use, but I mean, you can do it too. I've done it, you know, and I'm just gonna, you know, keep making videos to help you guys out, give you guys a little bit of information on how to do stuff, and maybe, you know, you'll see some of the tricks that I use. Maybe you can use them, you know. If you got any questions, leave comments, and I'll try to answer them and help you out. There's links below to my websites and Facebook, Instagram, a whole bunch of stuff. And guys, have a good day, bro. Talk to you later. Peace. Wait, boy!